Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well and preparing seriously for your exam. In today's video, we are going to discuss and solve a business research methodology practical paper, or you can say the sample paper or a mock paper or a PYQ step by step. The main purpose of this session is to help you to understand the properly how to attempt your practical paper in the examination hall, even how to present your answers and what kind of approach you should follow to score better marks. During the session, I will explain the question and solving method as important concept as well. So make sure you watch the complete video carefully and try to solve along with me or in your free time. This video will definitely help you build confidence for your upcoming practical examination and give you clarity about the paper pattern as well. So without wasting any more time, let's begin with the solution of the PYQ of Business Research Methodology paper. So as you can see, we have a one demo or a sample or PYQ here, which carry five questions of equal marks, and it is written that you have to attempt any four. My first advice to you, if you got your question paper in your examination hall, so just make a reading first. Read the instruction carefully and try to understand which particular question is marked as a compulsory question of the paper and which particular questions have the alternative choices. So first start with the let's say first question. We will solve all the five, but starting with the sequence wise. So our researcher want to compare the average income of two cities, a sample of 60 people from city A and having an average income 45,000 with a standard deviation of 5,000 and a sample of 55 from city B, average income is 47,500 with a standard deviation of 6,000. At 5% significance level, test whether there is a significant difference in incomes, right? So as we know, we, we are doing or dealing with BRM paper. So we are aware that we have to use a null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis statement. And in this statement, as you can see, the basic information is given to us, but there is a no written we have to apply a Z test or T test or chi-square, right? Like in question number two, as you can see, it is mentioned like you have to do the chi-square values, and it is written clearly. But here it is not mentioned which test you have to implement. So first, try to understand when we have to apply the Z test and in which case we have to apply the T test. So when first we will learn about the Z test. There are two way to identify. First, if your n is greater than 30, go with Z test and vice versa for t. If your n, that is number of observation is less than 30, then go with t test. If your standard deviation is known to you, then go with Z test. If your standard deviation is not given, then go for t test. These are the basic criteria on which you have to decide whether you have to apply Z test or T test. Like in our case, the number of observation are 60 in city A, 55 in city B. So definitely we will go with the Z test and standard deviation is also given in both the cases. So we will apply here Z test. I hope it's clear how to identify we have to apply a Z test or T test. Similarly, we have further bifurcation in Z test and T test as well. And then these bifurcation we will clear when we will come to our like T test segment and all. So first, after reading this question, we have to first, plot the basic information related to this question. So I'm directly shifting to now Excel and we plot the basic information given to us. The first is, let's say, city A, which is given to us. Second scenario is for city B. The next thing which we have is sample mean. Another thing given to us is standard deviation. Standard deviation. I'm using abbreviation form. You can also use the same, but make sure your abbreviation sound will should be sound like that particular actual word. Here I'm writing the number of observation and then I'm writing the alpha. Alpha basically your uh, level of significance. For alpha, you can choose a symbol as well. You can go like insert tab. In insert, you will find your symbol. Click on symbols and you will get your alpha. Like this and then close. So you can use symbol as well, or if you want to type, you can type directly. So equal, which is given to as 0.05. Mean of city A is given us as 45,000. For B, it is 47,500. Standard deviation is 5,000. Next, it's 6,000. Number is given as 55 for B and 60 for A. So this is our basic information which we need to first plot, right? Second thing is that here, as we know, we have to apply Z test, right? So as you can see, like if we go to our data tab, in data tab, we have a data analysis, right? This one, data analysis. If we select this data analysis, one more thing, if you are not able to find out your data analysis icon here, so just go to the file and go to the more option, then click option, will got this particular pop-up. Go to add in. When you will type add in, you will see like it is Excel add in. So yes, or go, then you will get your pop-up. Here you can click on your analysis tool pack and OK, right? So this will be the process to get your data analysis tab. So as I have my data analysis, so if I click on data analysis, so you can see that if we go for the test, so in Z test, we have Z test two sample for me. That means we can implement Z test, but when we have a two sample. So in this case, we have two sample, but still we can't apply this because if you click on this and then press OK, so they will ask or the Excel will ask you the basic raw material, raw data or raw input, which you don't have, like range one variable, you don't have the basic raw data because we have directly the output like sample mean and this and standard deviation and all. We don't know what are the observation earlier and from where this particular sample mean arise and all. So that's why we can't use that particular option here. So we will cross it, cancel it. So in these type of question, when you don't have your raw data or you have a final output, so we have to use the manual formula in Z test or T test as well. Manual formula mean like we do in our notebook and registers, right? So we will use that formula to find out our Z. Why we are finding out Z? Because we are applying the Z test. Before that, we will here define our null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So I will write down for null and I will write down for alternative. So I am writing because it's a first, so I will just mentioning you. Like we will select this zero and in home tab font, we will press this arrow button and we will use super subscript and then OK. So you can see ki our now null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis is like similar, quite similar as we mentioned in our notebooks. So just go to that and again subscript and OK. So this is our null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis symbol. As we are reading the hypothesis part, most students think like this is a very complicated term and all. But I just want to update you, beta. This is not the first time you are reading or dealing with certain kind of scenario. If you guys remember that in 10th standard, you have studied the, 10th CBSE mathematics book chapter where you have been asked to prove the root 5 is an irrational number. राइट हिंदी में होता था कि आपको सिद्ध करना होता था कि रूट 5 जो है एक अपरिमेय संख्या है। एंड इस तरह के क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए हम सबसे पहले एक अजम्पशन लेते थे, एक स्टेटमेंट लिखते थे कि लेट अज्यूम रूट 5 इज एन रैशनल नंबर, कि माना कि रूट 5 जो है एक परिमेय संख्या है, जबकि सिर्फ हमें उसे अपरिमेय करना है, बट स्टिल हम उसको अपोजिट मान के चलते थे, फिर सॉल्व करते थे, फिर हमारी स्टेटमेंट कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट होती थी, देन वी राइट डाउन दैट यस बिकॉज दिस इज कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग आवर स्टेटमेंट और assumption, दैट मीन कि रूट 5 इज एन इरेशनल नंबर, है ना? दैट इज ऑल्सो लाइक ऑफ सम काइंड ऑफ लाइक हाइपोथेसिस. So hypothesis basically mean कि to prove certain explanation, we use certain statements, and that statement further divided into two categories: null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Right? So in our question, like as it is given to us, कि we have to basically find out कि whether there is a significant difference in income or not. So as per the data, we will define our null hypothesis, we will write there is no significant difference between the income of two cities, right? So this is our null hypothesis where we have stated that there is a no relationship between that variables, right? There is a no significant difference. That means कि both the terms are equal. If I have to mention here in a term, so I will just write down, put a symbol, like symbol, and I will use um mu, like mu, and I will select insert those. Like so mu one is equal to, because I need the same thing, so I will just copy now. So this is the null hypothesis basically indicate if there is a no significant difference between these two terms. Like city A income and city B income both are same. There is a no significant difference. Similarly, here I will write down same text. Just remove the no because the alternative hypothesis is just the reverse term or opposite of the null hypothesis. So we have just removed the no term from the statement. So our alternative hypothesis stating that there is a significant difference between the income of two cities. And to write down this scenario, I will just copy this, paste here, and as we are saying, and we use symbol equal not like this one, insert and close. So this is what we are saying in alternative hypothesis. Here city A income is not equal to city B income. So this will be the like overall scenario as in statement, or if we have to given symbol, so we will explain in this term as well. In null hypothesis, basically city A mean or average income is equal to city B, or here we are saying the alternative different ki both the cities income is not equal, mean there is certain difference, right? Similarly, now we will come to the formula part. So here in this scenario, we will use like Z is equal to, first, we have studied the formula mean minus mu upon my standard deviation. But in our case, that is a combined sample or two sample. So we will write down mean 1 minus mean 2 whole divided square root standard deviation 1 square upon my n1, standard deviation 2 square upon my n2. So this is the formula which we have to implement here. So first I will write down here z, and then to find out the value I will use equal, then bracket start. First we will write down the numerator term which is mean 1 minus mean 2. Here mean 1 is city A, mean 2 is city B. So I will simply click city A mean minus city B mean. Bracket close. In division, for division, I will use slash. Now you can see in the division denominator, there is a square root, right? So for the square root, we will use SQRT. As you will write down SQ, you will get a pop-up. Select the SQRT. Now they're asking about the number. Now you can see that there is a terms, like this is a one term, this is a second term, because it is a numerator denominator concept, right? So if you have a certain scenario numerator upon denominator, so just make write down in a bracket. So I have started another bracket for this, and which is saying standard deviation 1, which is 5000, city A standard deviation, and square. So for square you will use shift 6, for cap and write down 2. Then in division it is N1, that is numbers observation for city A, which is 60. Your bracket close. Now plus again there is a term like numerator upon denominator. So you will write down in a bracket. You will start your parenthesis, and then again you will select your standard deviation of city B square 2, and division the number or observation bracket close, and you will close your major bracket, which you have started in the beginning of the SQRT, like SQRT, then bracket. Now enter. So you have your Z value. Keep remember ki Z value, all Z value, T value, we will always consider these value in a negative we will always consider these value in positive term, right? Because ZT is basically indicating the areas, and we have studied like area cannot be in a negative term, right? So we will always consider these value as in positive. So to make it positive, so just write down ABS. ABS is used as a mode. Like, you remember in matrix, you use mode. When we apply a mode, then we will consider that figure in a positive term. So in Excel, we will use ABS, that is absolute value. So select ABS and mention the number and bracket close, enter. So you will get the absolute value of this without having any sign and all. Second thing is, uh, don't mention in a comment section, ki, sir, you can just eliminate the minus sign or just copy paste the same exact values. Yes, we can do it, but there are certain terms which we need to, because sometimes the absolute syntax is utilized or need to record in certain kind of formula. So that's why I have introduced that. Okay, so after getting Z, so now it's time to find out the critical value, right? So critical value. Because to get the final answer in Z test or T test or a chi-square, there is always a format. First, plot the basic data. Second, define your alternative and null hypothesis, and then mention ki which test you want to apply. Then find out your Z or T test, whatever you are applying. If you are applying Z test, to find the value of Z. If you are applying T test, then find the value of T. And then next step is to find out the critical value. Critical value is the value to which you will compare your actual calculated value. And then on that basis, you will define ki whether null hypothesis is rejected or accepted. One more thing that we have not written here, ki which test we are implementing. So you write down as n is greater than 30. In our case, we will apply that test, right? So you can mention like this. Now for critical value, just focus equal norms. Norms means basically normal distribution, norm dot s. जैसे आप लिखेंगे norm s dot, you will get two options. Normal distribution, then normal is inverse basically. For critical value, always go with INV, right? Always select the INV. And then they are asking about the probability. So for probability, just define 1 minus alpha, which is your this one, and division divide by 2. This. Now, to understand this particular formula, first thing is that we have using 1 minus because we want the answer in a right tail majority section, and why we have divided by 2. So I will explain it by using a graph. Just wait. Like the final critical value is 1.95. So now the point is ki why we have taken a division by 2 alpha, this and that. So there is a theory concept basically, but we are focusing on the practical component more. And your respective faculties maybe have taught you in a class for the same thing. And but still, just giving a and like this is our normal distribution where we apply the t test and z test, right? And let's say this is indicating our mean, which is indicating, let's say, 50. Average is 50. Let's say class score, average score of the class is 50. This is one tail, this is two tail, है ना? This is your right tail, as it is on right hand side, and this is known as your left tail, which is on your left side, right? You guys have drawn the number line in your very early classes. So you know that if it is 50, so it is 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and so on and so far. Similarly, on this side, it is 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, and so on and so far. Right? Now here we will learn how to define whether the test is two tail, one tail, right tail, or left tail. Right? It is an important one because on this basis you will select your particular tail or the compare the values in the upcoming question as well. Try to understand properly. Let's say case 1 where we are saying that mu1 is equal to 50, right? Mean the average score of the class is 50. Alternative hypothesis is saying कि it is not equal to 50. Alternative hypothesis statement is saying it is not equal to 50. If this is the scenario, then what to conclude? Like null hypothesis stating the average score is 50, but the alternative saying it is not equal to 50. If it is not equal to 50, then there will be a two scenario. If it is not equal to 50, it may be 40 or it may be 60 and so far. So what you have observed, as if it is not 50, so it can be 40, so which will be in this particular direction. Or if it is 60, though, then it will be on the right side. So mean here both the condition are satisfying. Mean right side is also, left side is also covered and right side is also covering. So that means this kind of test or this kind of situation is come into the category of two-tailed test, right? Two-tailed test. Now scenario two. सपोज करो आपका जो स्टैंडर्ड नॉर्मल एवरेज स्कोर जो बताया था क्लास का वो 50 है. नाउ द सिनेरियो इज इट इज सेइंग योर अल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस सेइंग कि इट इज 50 एवरेज स्कोर इज ग्रेटर देन 50. Average score is greater than 50. So if this is a scenario, so I will say now the marks can be greater than 50 mean maybe 51, 52, 53, 54. Like if I see the same point here like 40 and 60, so I can say it can be 60 because it is greater than 50, but I will never say it is 40. It's not possible, right? 40 mean left tail. So left tail can't be included here. So that means this kind of scenario will be considered as our right tail problem, right tail problem. Now, scenario number third, if your average score is 50 and now alternative hypothesis saying it is less than 50, less than 50. So let's say taking the same example, 40 and 60. Alternative hypothesis stating that average score of the class is less than 50. Less than 50 means 40 can be approved, but 60 can't be approved because it is more than. And our alternative saying it is less than. So that means it is the type of left side. Mean 40 will become on the left side. So this is known as left tail problems, right? And these two combinedly, left tail or right tail, is also known as combinedly one tail problems. Okay, one tail because they cover only one tail, either right tail or left tail. But two tail tests are the test which cover both the tails, like right tail B and left tail B. I hope it's clear first ki how to identify right tail, left tail, or two tail, right? So now in our question, as you can see, I have mentioned above as well, ki mu1 is equal to mu2, mu1 is not equal to mu2. That means this is a scenario of two-tail scenario, है ना? Two-tail case. If it is a two-tail case, so if you see, though in a formula we have written like normal distribution inverse में 1 minus alpha divided by 2 because this is the significance level, right? And significance level, let's say, is this one, 5%. Right? So if this is a significance level, so these portion is known as your rejection area, basically. This is known as your rejection area, and this is all your acceptance area, this one, right? So alpha by 2 mean कि alpha 5%. Now we are saying it is a two tail, है ना? Because this scenario is not equal. So two tail to which mean there will be a significance level and here also a significance level. So this 5 is divided into two scenario, right? This 5 is divided into two tails. So that's why we have taken 2 in the division. As you can see in the formula bar, we have taken alpha divided by 2, right? Because we are doing a manual part here. So we will divide alpha by 2. So this is the overall little like very less concept I have covered. Like there is a or many concept related to the same thing, and but I will cover these all because our focus is on practical more. Because I have like my for my student I have done in a class in a many long time ago as well, and we have done lots of time on the discussion on these topics. So I am now shifting to directly the practical component part again. So this is the overall scenario which we have to cover or keep remember when we are doing these type of question. So now we will shift to the final judgment round. What we have to conclude in this particular question finally, right? So I will simply write down now the statement to how we decide ki whether we will go or we will select this scenario or not. So just wait. So starting with the same component again. So first we will write down the statement as calculated Z. Calculated Z is greater than the critical value. We reject the null hypothesis, right? So this is the overall judgment scenario. To decide whether null hypothesis is accepted or rejected, we need to write down the statement. And how we have to decide? Basically, we have to focus on our calculated Z. Again, we don't consider this minus figure. We will consider this one, positive one, 2.41. So as we can see, that our calculated Z is greater than the critical value. So if our calculated value is greater than, then we will reject the null hypothesis, right? So I will highlight or make this statement quite bold because this is the main part of our solution, right? Now, if in your question if it is asked using the p-value decide whether null hypothesis is rejected or accepted. So for that, make sure we will use the p-value, and for that we will write down. So for the p-value, we will use a now here again I am first writing the formula, then I will explain the same thing. 2 multiply 1 minus norms. Yes. Now, as I stated, in p-value, we always go with the distribution. So we will use distribution, and here we will mention the formula, which is it is asking about the z, right? Z mean which you have calculated. So we will select this one, the positive figure, comma. They are asking about the cumulative, so we will select true, and then bracket close, enter. Make it correct. So now we have a p-value 0.015715. So this is the overall p-value. Now the main decision part, I am writing a statement here is p-value is less than the alpha. We reject null hypothesis. So this is our statement, right? So as you can see in our case, basically p-value 0.1571 and alpha is zero point 0.5. So to calculate or to find out the result by using the p-value, there is a condition. Like if your alpha or your p-value is basically less than 5, like I have drawn here as well, the 5%. If your alpha value is greater than the p-value, or you can simply say the p-value which you have got, like it is 0.015. So it is coming on the rejection area, right hand side. So that means you will reject the null hypothesis, right? If your p-value is greater than the 5%, then only you will accept the null hypothesis. Make sure that when either you will apply your z-test for base or a p-value base, both the answer need to give the same statement. If your answer is coming here like reject the null hypothesis, so in p-value it should be same. Like here it is rejecting null hypothesis, here it is also rejecting null hypothesis. Make sure in p values we will normally Compare our p-value with alpha. If our p-value is less than alpha, we will write the null hypothesis rejected. So with this, our first question is over. I hope it's clear. If there is any doubt related to any particular point, so just ask in a comment section. Till now, we are moving to our second question. Question number two. Now, question number two is stating like a study is conducted to determine if there is an association between the education level and job satisfaction. And this is the data. And alpha is 5%. Hypothesis, we have to write down the hypothesis and chi-square value, degree of freedom, and conclusion. Conclusion basically mean we have to identify whether null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. So first, I will just copy this table. You will also first copy or mean copy in the sense mean you will mention or prepare or make this particular table in your Excel. So this is our sheet one. Now shift, I'm using now sheet two. I will first here mention that table control V. So as it is stated in the question, we are supposed to calculate for the chi-square value, right? Chi-square value or chi-square test is the test basically which is applicable on the categorical data. Now, student will ask in the comment section, sir, why we have applied a categorical data or a chi-square question in this particular type of question because we can see the numerical values given to us. So just let me clarify, beta. This is the second step of the chi-square. The first step has been done earlier, right? And the output of the first step is this particular table now, which you can utilize for your further hypothesis testing. Now, you people thinking, what is the first step? So basically, first step is कि we have an is full of characters or alphabets. We apply certain say a tool and then we convert that all the theory terms or a statement or a character into a tabular form, right? Pivot table and all. So output of your first step. So we have to start from this onward. So for the chi-square, first we have to make sure that we must have our row total and column total. So I will write mean R total and I will here mention as column total, right? Now, next is we will simply try to do the totals. As you can see, first we will click on the table to find out the sum. So this is first row total. Row total means this one. So just I will go and select write down equal, then sum, select the formula and then select the numbers as we are talking about the row total. So we will select the row and we will press simply enter. So you will get your row total. Similarly, you can drag this particular formula to find out the remaining row total values. So I will drag till here. Now for this, as we are talking about here column total, so I need the sum of these columns. So again, I will use equal sum and now the values. So I will select the values from this side onward. So this and finally I will enter. So this is my column total and similarly I can drag this and this is my column total and this particular yellow box is my grand total. To highlight this, I will just highlight by yellow color. This is indicating your grand total, right? So I hope this much is clear to you. Now we will use the second table and before that just arrange it, just select, make the border. Okay. Now this is our first table. So for second table, we need this data. So just simply copy this much, Control C, and now here we will do Control V. And as we are making the second table, so we don't need this required data, delete. Here basically we are trying to find out the expected frequencies, expected values. Okay, so to find out the expected values, we will first use the particular formula for this. I'm writing here. So for second table to find out the expected value, we will use so row total into column total divide by grand total. So using this formula, we will fill this value. Now equal bracket row total. So make sure if you are we are dealing with this cell. So we will take the corresponding values of row total and column total. If I'm talking about this cell, because I'm filling this cell, right? So corresponding row total is 60. So I will select this. Then in multiply, it's column total. The corresponding column total is this one, 45. So I will select this. Close the bracket, use slash, and grand total is your this one, yellow one. So grand total, and you can simply enter, you will get your value. You can do the similar for others as well, or you can just fix the formula. Like as I can see for this particular value, I know the column total remain the same throughout these values, right? So I will just fix the column. Column is B5. So we will use here dollar. You can press simply F4. We will use here dollar. Similarly, grand total will also remain same throughout the question table. So we will use the dollar in the grand total as well to make the value constant or fixed. Now I can simply drag this formula to the other column values. So just make we have not closed here. Now enter. So now let's see or drag the values. So we have our values. Similarly, we will do for the second column. Now in the second column, we know that the column sum, right? Just CT, column total will remain same for this one too, right? The only changing variable was the row total. For this, row total will be this. For this value, row total will be this. For this value, row total will be this. But the column total for these value remain the same for this one or for this one too. So we will again write down the formula equal parenthesis. Then second one, row total is this, multiply column total. So for column total, we will write down this one and bracket close. In division, we will use the grand total. And as we know, the column total will remain the same. So we will make it constant term using the dollar symbol. Similarly, we will do here as well for grand total and then press enter. If it's not running, so just check out if there is no mistake. So let me drag this column. Okay, so here it is F5, but actually it is R E6. So it is our grand total, which is this one. And now we will the dollar shift 4 and enter. And simply you can drag this to the other values as well. But again, right? Now similarly, we will go for the third one, equal. Then row total. So this one, first use the parenthesis. So row total into column total. Column total is this one. Then bracket close, divide grand total. Grand total is this one. Similarly, we will again make this grand total constant. And similarly, the column total constant. Now enter. And again, we will drag the same for to find out the other values. So this is our table number 2. In chi-square, we need 3 tables. First is this one, second is this one, third is now we will prepare. So again, do the same thing. Just copy this one and paste here. And now remove these values as we need the new one. Here, basically, we are trying to find out the basically error terms because as we can see, this is our observed one, right? I will just write down observed. These are our observed value. These are our expected. Now we know there is a difference. So we are now trying to find out the difference. So for that, we will use a formula here. And I will just write down the formula first. So here we will use observed minus expected whole square divided by expected, right? So just simply write down equal parenthesis observed. Observed is 20 minus expected to take the corresponding low high school. Low high school corresponding value is this one. This bracket square shift के साथ 6 gap and then 2 then division expected. So expected is again this one same and now enter. You will get your value and here you can easily just drag these value. There is a no need to put the dollar and all. So this is our third column, third table. Now here first we will define the null hypothesis. I'm not using the same now the subscript and all. I have told you ki how you can utilize that. Now I am writing the statement directly. So keep remember we are talking about the chi-square. So in chi-square we use the term association between education level, right? We don't use here significant difference and all. So we can write down here our statement. There is no association between the education level and job satisfaction. This is our null hypothesis. Similarly, we can write down for the alternative too. So we will copy the same and remove the no. So this is our null and alternative hypothesis. Now we will define our alpha, which is again 0.05%. Now here we will write down the degree of freedom. So in chi-square, the degree of freedom is written in this way, n minus 1, then like r minus 1, then parenthesis close, new parenthesis start, then c minus 1. Basically, r is number of rows, c is number of column. So in our case, we know that number of rows like 1, 2, 3 main जो content है. So row 3 minus 1. Similarly, column, we also have the three column 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 1, parenthesis close. And finally, you can see like 2 into 2, it will be your 4. So you can mention here your degree of freedom is 4. Whereas now we have plotted the information. Now let's move to chi-square. We will write down chi-square. Now it is very simple to find out the chi-square. Now we use equal, sum, select, and this is your last third table. So just drag the numerical values and press enter. So 13.9561 is your chi-square. As I told you, first we will find out the value, then we will find out the critical value to compare. So value, critical value, we will use equal because we are doing the chi-square test. So we will start with chi, right? Chi-square. And I have mentioned you earlier as well, for finding the critical values, we always go for INV, inverse, and we will go with RT, right tail, right? So select this. And now they are asking about the probability. So select alpha in this, comma, degree of freedom is your 4, bracket close and enter. So this is your critical value. Now again, you can see your calculated is value is greater than the critical value. The same phenomena will here as well. So we will write down as calculated value is greater than the critical value. We reject the null hypothesis. So we can define like this. As you can see, the calculated value is 13.9 and critical is 9.4. So our calculated is greater than the critical one. So again, we will reject the null hypothesis, right? This is the, again, our result as per the values. Now, if the question is saying you have to decide on the basis of p-value, so you will find the p. Write down p equal, as you are doing the chi-square, so use the chi-square. Now, for the P, I have mentioned you to use the distribution. So here distribution RT, right tail, right? So just select this and they are asking X. X means your chi-square value. So chi-square value is this one, comma, degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is 4. Parenthesis close, enter. So your P value is 0.007. The same result, same criteria we will follow here as well. Take as P value, P value is less than the alpha, we reject the null hypothesis, right? So as p value, you can see like p value is great less than the alpha. Alpha is 5, 0.05. It is 0.007, which is less than alpha. So if it p value is less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis, right? So again, alpha null hypothesis is rejected from the p-value concept as well and from this particular critical value point of view as well. So this is the solution part for question number 2. Now we will shift to third question. So our third question is basically a coach want to test whether a new diet plan improve athletes' endurance. The same 10 athletes were tested before and after following the diet plan. Is there evidence that the diet plan significantly increase endurance? Alpha 5%, write the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, calculate value, critical value, conclusion. Again, the point comes here. We it is not mentioned ki what kind of test we have to implement, right? But there is some hints. First, as you can see in this particular question, n is less than 30. Like it is mentioned that we have taken 10 athletes. So n is less than 30, so you can go with t-test, right? But in t-test there are different conditions. Like here, the t-test is like before and after scenario. Most of the student, like when they see the after and before, so they will directly consider or take the paired t-test, right? Paired t-test. I am agree ki like most of the time after before scenario we apply the t-test or pair t-test, but make sure we have to be careful ki if we have taken data from a sample. So after data will taken with the same sample, right? If we have taken a certain data from sample A before implementing certain technique and diet plan and etc., then if we want to see the impact, so we need to take the same, we have to collect the data again from the same sample set or from the same population, then only we are supposed to apply the pair t-test. But if you are, saying, let's say, if I am saying Mr. A is following the diet plan of certain coach, and then I am taking his particular fitness test and all before that diet plan, then he has started the diet plan, and after the diet plan, I am recording the data of, let's say, Mr. B, right? So who also has started that diet plan, but still I will not count this kind of scenario in a pair t-test because pair t-test has assumption ki like we take the sample size, we remain or we try to fix that sample size during our study first when we collect the data before that certain activity, and when we will collect the data from the same population or the same sample set after having or utilizing certain kind of exercise or a workout plan or a diet plan, then only we are supposed to consider that test in a pair t-test. So make sure the population or sample need to be remain same before and after scenario. So here it is written clearly the same 10 athletes were tested before and after following the diet plan. So yes, we are now 100% sure we will apply t-test, and it is a pair t-test. So for the solution part, we need to first plot the basic information. So I am just copying this table. Now shifting to our sheet number third, new sheet basically. Now sheet third, control V. I have copied the basic data. Now first we will define our null hypothesis again. So we will write down there is no significant. One more thing, like if you have noticed in the question, it is mentioned that the the significant plan is there a significant diet plan significantly increase endurance again. If we go to the normal distribution, we have studied ki like if this is a particular point, it is increase one. So increase one mean right side, right? If you remember the number line concept, so right side will be the increasing scenario. So that means it is right tail, right? So that means we will consider this into a right tail. And as we are talking about just RT, so that is the again case of one tail test, right? One tail. So I'm just explaining this part because while we selecting the final answer, we need to make it clear, give it kind of tail this. So first, there is a no significant increase in endurance level after diet plan. Similarly, we can go with alternative hypothesis where we will just simply write down the alternative and there, so it is similar one, H1, and we will just remove the no from this. So there is a significant increase in endurance level after diet plan. So this is the overall our null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. We will define here alpha as well. For alpha, we will mention it is like 0.055%. And again, whenever we are talking about z square t, sorry, t square or chi square, we need to mention the degree of freedom. So, but in t-test, we normally use simple formula. Here we use n minus 1, right? So we know the total number of observation was 10. So 10 minus 1 is 9. So this is our degree of freedom. Now after defining these terms, just simply start with the main part now. Go to the data and go to data analysis. Here now you can see the t-test pair to sample one, right? So we will select this one because this is a paired sample and we will click OK. Now they are asking all the row information. So we will select variable one, this one, then go next variable two, which is our after data. So we'll select uh, this one, drag this, and mean difference is if in question it is stating this is the sample population mean and all, so then we are supposed to use that number. But here nothing is mentioned, so we will use 0. And if you have while dragging these values, if you have selected the label, so just click the OK, yes button, or I select this particular checkbox, and alpha is 5%. Output range, basically where you want your final answer table. So I will just give a reference cell of this one and I will click OK. After clicking OK, you will get your particular final answer table, as you can see. So let's learn how to analyze this table first. So as you can see here, we have our degree of freedom. Degree of freedom 9, which we have calculated. T test is minus 8.127. Again, minus, we don't consider this, so we will assume it is 8.127. Now you can see the critical value one tail, critical value two tail. So that's why I'm focusing. You need to understand the concept of one tail, right tail, or two tail. Okay. Now, as per we have discussed our question, it is a right tail, which is come under one tail. So we will see the T critical one tail, which is 1.83. So as we can see, our calculated T is greater than the critical one, because calculated is 8.12 and critical is 1.8. So we will write down here as calculated T is greater than the critical value. We reject the null hypothesis, right? So this is our statement as per the critical value. Now, if we focus on the p value, so you can see the p value is again two times, two tail point of view. So as we are know that our question is a right tail, which is a one tail question. So one tail, so p value is 9.76 e and dash 06. Now this 06 means there is a 10 raised to the power 6 in the denominator. But if you are not able to identify whether it is less than or this, just click on this value and now see this value in the formula bar. You can see here it is 0.00009 something, so which is less than our 0.05. So as now we will again mention here as p value is is less than the alpha value, we reject the null hypothesis. So now we have done our third question as well. Here we simply just plot the data, define null alternative hypothesis, degree of freedom alpha, and prepare your table. So this is our question number 3. I hope it's clear. Now we will start with question number 4. So let's move to question number 4. As you can see in question number 4, it is basically asking about the citation and bibliography concept of following the APA style. As we know, in citation and bibliography, we have Chicago, APA, MLA, and many more styles. But it is asking from APA style point of view. So first, you have this particular, paragraph. So just you have to copy paste that paragraph in your particular this you will get it this particular paragraph in your question paper. You will simply type. I'm just doing copy paste to make the things clear. And keep remember, as it is a citation of bibliography, so you will do these or you will attempt this particular question in your MS Office. So I will just open the MS Word. Click on the blank document. I have just copied, paste here. So this is my data or text which is given to me. Now we have to first go with the citation, right? And these bullet points were written is basically indicating ki where you have to give the citation. So just simply click here and delete these value and make sure your cursor will remain on the same place, right? Because this is the place where first citation has been marked, and you have to again give the citation on this particular point. So for this, you need to make sure that your cursor will remain on that point. Similarly, now you will just go to reference, and in reference, you will select the citation and bibliography, insert citation. When you will choose this option, insert citation, they will ask you what whether you want to add a new source or something else. I just want to add a new source, and to add a new source, this pop-up will appear. So type of source, as we have seen a table, it is journal of article. In author, as we have seen in the first one, it is given as Meena Kumari. Like I will show you first. Like this is a scenario. Right, so this is scenario. तो in the first is given as a name is मीना कुमारी and द्विजेंद्र कुमार कश्यप. जो नीचे आपको टेबल दी हुई है ना, उसमें मेंशन है, तो हम वहीं से कॉपी कर लेते हैं इसको. Like this one, so we will mention here. As we know that there are two names, so I will go to the edit section. I will mention the first name as her name is Meena and last name is Kumari. So I will add Meena Kumari. Then I will add another. So I will click on add. Now next name is Divjendra. So DWI Dvijendra. Middle name was Kumar and last name is given to us as Kashyap. After adding the name, we can click OK because these two names are given. Title of the paper is given to us as you can see uh, Central Bank, this one particular data. So Central Bank, I will write down here. I'm using, make sure you will type the data or using the same kind of format, font size and all. Like if it is in caps lock, go for caps lock. If it is a combination of both, so go in the similar way. Right. So I'm just writing this currency and then we have CBDC and base and points. We have mentioned here our title, journal name. As you can see in the table, it is all the information given to you. Journal name is given to us as International uh, National Journal Management by Management, and then year is given to us as 2020. So I will write down 20. In pages, it is given in the table 23 to 29. As you can see, we have given in a volume as well in the table, but there is a no option, so don't need to worry. Just click on the show all bibliography field, and then you will get the other field as well. So here it is a volume, so I will write down the volume 21 and click simply OK. When I will click OK, you can see now there is a citation generated. And to just make it a highlight, I will just select this, and now I will like this. This is my citation, Kumari and Kashyap, right? Similarly, we will do for others. So you can see like this is our table finally, which we are talking about discussing, right? So you can see like here we have name, year, article, journal, volume, page number, and all. So now we will use the same uh, second, which is Ian Smith and Hamid Hanif 2019. Okay. And for like journal, this is the data. I will use just ABC because it's a very long text. So just make sure you will you need to just clear your base and concept, right? For this is now Journal of Finance, 52 pages, 56, 50, 78. Okay. So now we will simply go to this. Now our second citation will be here. So we will first delete this one and assign the accurate. Again, repeating, make sure your cursor will remain on the same place. Reference, go to insert citation, add new source. Now the same thing will appear. Now you will do the same thing again. Like second one, like two authors are there. So we will use edit option and we can mention the first is Ian and his last name is Smith. Then we will click add another. So first name of the person is Hamid, and the last name is given as Hanif, and we will click add, and then now OK. Similarly, title, as I have told you, वो central bank and currency करके है पूरा, but I am using ABC. You have to write down the full title as per the given table. Again, repeating. journal of name, which is given us as Journal of Finance, then year, which is given to us as 2019. Pages were assigned 56 to 78. As volume is not mentioned, so we will click this and now we will add the volume. So volume is 50 and we will again click OK. And you can see now we have our citation number 2. Yes, select and bold. Similarly, we will do for our third one. The third one is here. So I will just delete this first, delete and now add. Cursor will remain on the same. Go to the reference tab and go to the insert, add new source, same type author. There is only one, like as the name suggesting, Peterson and K. Ogley. Again, title I am writing XYZ. You will copy the same as it is mentioned in the table. Journal name for this was given as Journal of Money Control. Year was given to us as 2022. Pages were assigned us to 11 to 18. Similarly, volume is also given to us, so we will mention the volume. Volume is given to us as 12. And again, we will click OK. And you can see we have our third citation, Ojli, and just I will make it bold. Similarly, now we have left with the last one. So same thing, put your cursor and then go to reference, citation, add new. It is journal, author name. Again, here we have three authors. So we will simply go one by one, add. So first name was obvious. Middle name is Adrian. And last name was given as Adrian is last name in this case. Middle name is Singh. Add. Now the next name which is given to us is Dong Hee. We will add this one. Then we have a last which is Manso, Tomaso. Middle name is given to us as Mancini. Last name is Bifoli. So we have added all the three authors' name and we click OK. Title name is given to us as Central Bank Digital Currency Development. I am writing GHIJK, right? Journal name was not given to us. Year is not like year. In this, we have mentioned a proper date and month. So we will click on this, show all our bibliography, and we will write down each. Like year is given to us as 23, right? In months, we will write down the November as it is given in the table, November, and the day is given to we'll write down 20 here. No volume, nothing is mentioned. In URL is mentioned, so you will type that URL like HTTP double dash, like I am writing www dot imf.org and you will continue the same website link. Like you have to write down the full. I'm just writing the first initials points. So, okay. And you can see we have added our third final or the fourth final citation. Now this the citation part. Now question is asking for the bibliography. So just Make sure you will put a cursor on the side where you want your bibliography. Let's say I just want here. So I will put my cursor here, go to the reference tab, select the again citation of bibliography, go to the bibliography, and they will suggest you certain example. So just select bibliography, and here is your bibliography is. So this is your question number 4, where you will just write down the first paragraph, then create your citation, and then click on the bibliography. So this is your question number 4. Now we will start our question number 5, which is a requirement of a questionnaire in MS Word with using a different scale. So let's, as it is stating, it is a MS Word question. So we will definitely go with a new sheet to try to learn a blank. So I'm writing here, let's say the title of my questionnaire is online shopping behavior. Next, I'm starting with my first question. I'll use numbers. First question, let's say first question is what is your email ID? Now enter. One more thing, whenever you are trying to go with the particular MS questionnaire format or performer, just make sure your ribbon include the developer icon, right? This one, developer, this one. If it is not highlighting in your ribbon, just go to the file and go to the more options and customize ribbon. When you select your customize ribbon, you will get a pop-up like this and you will select here developer. Like in my case, it is already selected, but if it's not selected in yours, just select it and click OK. So you will get your developer in your ribbon area. So like this, what is your email ID or what is your email? What is your email? Now to answer this, we know that this is the question which required a normal short text, right? So we will go to the developer and there is a two option. In control panel, we have like this A and this A. This A is for long text and this A is for a short message. So I will select this and here the respondent will easily write down his particular detail or a mail ID detail. Similarly, now I will go with the second question. So question number 2, we can ask him about gender. We will mention gender and enter. Like in gender, definitely he will either select male or female. Second thing is that we know that there is a radio button concept, right? Radio button is one which is in a circle, like you must have seen radio button. Radio button is used when we want to select only one option out of the available one. So in the gender one, the same scenario will be happen. The particular respondent will select only one option. So we will give it a gender radio button here. But in my case, like if we go to a developer and there is a legacy tool. So if you click on this, so you will get only this option. In most of the PCs updated, there are some radios button option, but now in current, it is not mentioned here. So for that, you can just simply go to the insert tab, go to the shapes and select the particular required shape. Like in my case, I need a circle. So I can go with this and just simply drag and click like this, right? And I will just copy and will do the paste similarly so that I can uh, prepare here as well. So this is our particular circle and you can just simply save the format. Click on this, select black and white option only, and similarly here as well. Select this first, go to the shape format and black and white theme. Select this, okay. So like you can arrange the radio button like this, or I think there is a certain kind of arrow. So you can simply use a correct circle. So now I am shifting to the third question. Third question, we can ask them about their date of birth. What is your date of birth? I am asking date of birth because sometime we do the analysis on the basis of age criteria. So for this, I just want the respondent will get a direct calendar option. So what is your date of birth? Then we go to the developer. In developer, in control segment, we have a calendar option, this one. So we'll directly click on this calendar, and here we have the calendar option. Like we can select the date. So this is like particular question number three. Now we are shifting to now question number four. So in question number four, we can ask them ki select your city, right? So select your city is also indicating a, demographic or like geographical condition question as well. So sometime the questioner may be asking like add the, geographical condition question. So you need to mention the city or country and all. Okay, so select your city. So like I'm giving here. So I just want to give them a drop down list for this. So I will go to the developer. In control panel, we have a drop down option, this one. So we'll click, and here we have drop down list. But you can see like if I click this option, so we don't get any option here. So we have just randomly filled certain data. Just select this and go to again developer, click properties under controls. So properties, and then mention which city's name you want. So I just want to add first, let's say Delhi. Then I will add another one. Okay. Then we will add Rajasthan. And after Rajasthan, we will add, let's say, Punjab. Like, and you can add many more. So now we will okay. So when you see now, so we haven't dropped down. So you can do the same like this. Now, question number fifth. So in question number fifth, just now, where here we can ask them about their particular shopping. We will create first here, first a preferred app, let's say. We can ask them to online shopping experience. Now for this, I just want to give the option of Likert scale. So for this, try to understand how we have to create. And this fifth question is a most important one. You have to give a demo of Likert scale question. So first, I will go to the insert tab. I will use a table. Depending upon how much time you have left within your examination hall. So keeping the same, just select the scenario. I have taken this for. Here I will write down these statements. The next one I will write down the name of, let's say, Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Myntra. Okay. Now in statement, basically, I just want to ask them uh, one, the discount coupons. And the next, I just want to ask the easy return policy, easy return. Then we can also include here one as well, going here, enter, easy return and fast free option, fast delivery. And now, as it is a multiple checkbox, so I can go again to the developer part, insert this checkbox option. So we will insert, and now I want in another cell as well. So I will just copy it And now I will select first the cells. Now Control V. As you can see, we have the checkbox in all. Now make it layout, table layout, and then I just want in a center. So I will click here in a alignment part. We will click as per our requirement. So I have taken this one. So this is again what we basically have in our final particular questionnaire part. Now we will go with the sixth question, right? So in sixth question, we can ask them rate the following, rate the following, rate the service, लिख लेते हैं उसको, rate the service की ओवरऑल जो सर्विस है वो किस तरह की है। लेट्स से यहाँ पर हम ऑप्शन दे देते हैं 1, 5 and just make sure you will implement here. I have Control V because I have copied this particular checkbox, so I am just using the same Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. So we have created this question. Now we can go for the seventh one as well. In seventh, we can ask them the online shopping is for me. For this, we can use first caps lock I, where I will just first mention stressful and then space, then I on space, space, space. And here we will write down relaxing and again I and jo these are the space which is given. Now we can again plot the checkbox. So these are the like different scales which we can utilize or use while preparing the questionnaire. Now our question number 8. In question number 8, we can ask any other question related to the same thing. Let's say, uh, have three, rank the following, rank the factors, right? So in this, we will create certain factors. Let's go to insert and again to table segment, and we have clicked 4. So now just reducing the size of this table. This is sufficient. Now, in first, I will first mention the factors. This is rank. So now, factors mean price. Second, we can ask the quality. Basically, which factor is important for you, like price, quality, or brand. And for rank, we will give them some square bracket option. They will simply write down their ranks, and these are our rank particular question. Now we can go with the ninth question. Rank the factors now completed. Similarly, we can ask, have you ever turned a product, right? For this, we can just again a radio button kind of question, which we have utilized in insert shape and go to the circle shape. Here we have used one. We will do the same copy and now paste. We will align. Now here we will mention Yes, we'll mention here no and try to just arrange these arrow. This. Similarly, we can again in question number 10 and make sure ki it will be in a black and white color. So just shape format and select here black and white combo. Similarly for this too, shape the format and black and white. You can just do the control C. Like this, right? So this is our particular question number 9. Question, let's say question number 10. In question number 10th, we can ask them to give a feedback and also feedback and suggestion. And for this, we can ask them give a long text. So we can go to developer and here we can select the capital A and small letter, which is a long text message which they can type. So this can be our questionnaire for the particular title, or even if you want to certain art, so you can like use an 11th question as well, where we can ask them, rate the experience. And in this, we are making something unique, like we will use a symbol, like we go to the insert, go to the shape, let's select a certain shape, or you can select heart, emojis. Right, I'm using just these stars. Like select this. I have just and control C, control V. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we will just drag this. Similarly, one, similarly, one. Now the one, reduce its size or do the arrangement for the same. So you can add like this as well. It is looking quite, I will add uh, using the space. Right, so you can mention these kind of rating scale question as well in your question paper. So add these type of question as well to rank the experience. So with this, we can end up our questionnaire. So this is the overall questionnaire paper you can create. So I hope all the 5 questions are clear to you, and we have covered all the question where if it is required the base, I have cleared the base as well. If still there is any particular doubt or any clarity you want regarding certain specific question, just comment in comment section. Will try to give my best and wish you all a good luck for your practical papers. Give your best. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.